As NFL free agency heats up, the term compensatory pick gets thrown around a lot, so we thought we'd take some time today, go through a primer, what compensatory pick actually means, and how it can affect team strategy in free agency. It's really interesting. Basically, compensatory picks are a way for teams to get draft picks the following season if they lose more true free agents than they sign. That's the absolute bare bones, simplest explanation. It can really get into the weeds, and yeah. So compensatory pick basics. Started in 1994, companion with true NFL free agency, to compensate teams who net lost more players in free agency than they signed. 32 total picks awarded per draft per season. Teams can get a maximum of 4 picks. They're tacked on to the back ends of rounds 3 through 7. They've been tradable since 2017, and the NFL does have a proprietary formula for doling out the picks, but sites like Over the Cap have done a great job of reverse engineering the formula and then projecting it to future seasons. Now, various factors determine value in the formula. Player, how much they sign contract-wise in free agency, playing time, Pro Bowls, etc. Now, only true free agents count in the formula. So players with expiring contracts, both if you're letting them go from your team or if you're signing players who had an expiring contract on another team. Cut players do not. So examples. Eric Wilson, linebacker, signed somewhere else. Yes, it does factor into the formula. Rudy is cut, and then he signed somewhere else. No, that does not. Jumpin' Joe Thuney, whose franchise tag expired with the Patriots. Yes, that would factor in and would ding the Vikings in the compensatory pick formula. But we'd be okay with it because we got Joe Thuney. But Stephen Weatherly, who had been cut by the Panthers, and then the Vikings signed, no, he does not factor in to the formula. And you've seen teams that have been very good at gaming the system. You look at the Ravens under Ozzie Newsome and Eric DeCosta, the Packers under the late great Ted Thompson, as well as the Patriots with Belichick, where you draft well in-house, and then instead of overpaying your in-house guys, you let them walk in free agency, sign monster contracts somewhere else, and then you don't sign too many true free agents yourself. I mean, that works. That works to your advantage. That's why you constantly see the Ravens and the Patriots having those third and fourth compensatory picks. Just, because they take advantage, if they actually do sign a free agent, of guys who have been cut. So it doesn't factor in. And famously, like the Packers under Ted Thompson, like they just never signed free agents. So they're just racking up and stacking up those comp picks. Now, the last few years under Spielman, the Vikings have shifted that emphasis to getting more compensatory picks. The Vikings have had comp picks in each of the last 5 drafts, and that includes after signing big free agents like Kirk Cousins, Riley Reif, Mike Remmers, Michael Pierce, Alex Boone, etc. Now, before that, Spielman had only had comp picks in 3 of his first 10 seasons, so he's definitely shifted doing business the way of the Baltimores and the Patriots of the world. Now, comp picks were announced on March 10th last year, so it's going to be coming up very soon in all likelihood. For 2021, the Vikings are projected by Over the Cap to be in line for a 4th and a 6th round comp pick. Basically, Weatherly and Pierce cancel each other out. The Vikings are in line to get a 4th for Trey Waynes. It would have been a 3rd if he hadn't torn his pec, and he would have played this year, as well as a 6th round pick for Mac Alexander, who also signed with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Vikings would have gotten 2 7s for Sendejo and Kurtz respectively, but only 32 picks go around, so those are canceled out. And to finish off, on a quick run through of who counts and who doesn't. So Vikings in-house free agent. Like we said, Wilson would count into the formula to the Vikings' benefit. So benefit green, detriment red. There you go. So Wilson, Harris, Dozier, Jaleel Johnson, if they sign somewhere else, they will count into the formula. And before you say, hey, Dozier, Jaleel Johnson, no, even minimal contracts do factor in. Guys that won't count. So Kyle Rudolph cut, Cordrea Tankersley, who was cut, Shamar Stephen, Anthony Barr. If and when they do cut them, they would not count into the formula. Open market free agents. So guys that would count, again, red detriment since they had expiring contracts. Austin Blythe, Joe Thuney, wide receiver John Ross from Cincinnati, DeMarcus Walker, the defensive end from the Broncos. But guys who wouldn't count because they were cut, center Nick Martin from the Texans, Gabe Jackson from the Raiders, Golden Tate from the Giants, as well as Carlos Dunlap recently let go by the Seattle Seahawks. So that's an elementary school version, the absolute simplest, bare bones way possible about how compensatory picks works. And if you want to get really technical and into the weeds, go to Over the Cap. They have a great write-up. We'll put that link in the description. But yeah, Vikings, last couple of years under Spielman, they get it. They get it, man. But now, blow it all up. I don't care. Sign Joe Thuney and just like get no comp picks. I don't care. Don't care. But beer thoughts, how compensatory picks work. Let us know in the comments section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull some of the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.